Did you know the internet can actually increase your word of mouth referrals? Today we're going to talk about 5 different ways that you can use online marketing to actually increase your in-person word of mouth activity. Now, the next area to consider when it comes to word of mouth and your marketing is your offline marketing. You know, how are you capitalizing on all the events and the reach that you have, the people that you have out there in terms of building your word of mouth. And we talked about all the different ways you can do it, right? Your mobile website, your reviews, your social media, in-house programs. But what about when you're actually just out and about in the community? How is that creating word of mouth referrals? Well, in the last point, we kind of alluded to how you can go to local businesses, not just your neighbors. But let's say you go around to, over time, all the businesses within like a 1 square mile block or a 1 mile radius of your business. How about dropping in to each of them, right? Introducing yourself as a business owner. Hopefully buying something from that business. Things always go much better when you do, or using that business in some way. Introducing who you are and what you do and where your practice is, and letting them know, hey, look, if you guys ever need anything, come on in. I'll give you the friends and family discount, right? You never know when someone wants to come in during their lunch break or right before work or right after work rather than going back to where they live and seeing a local provider. And then you could also say, hey, look, I'm going to leave a stack of business cards. I'm going to leave some brochures or pamphlets right here. I've put your name on them. If anyone comes on in with one of these, I'll go ahead and give back to your business in this way. You know, whether it's a donation, whether it's using them to cater your next office lunch, whether it's just buying gifts from there, there's always something you can do in return for a business. So now, not only do you have the people and the employees in the business, you know, hopefully thinking about using you and maybe wanting to come see you because you took the time to personally introduce yourself, but if they have a good experience, or even if they just want the incentive you're offering, they might make sure to mention it to their clients and say, hey, oh, by the way, I heard you talking about this. If you ever need, a podiatrist, here is the information of this guy. He's right down the road. He came on in, seems like a great doctor. You know, check him out. Make sure you give him this brochure when you do that. Now, if you think about that, so let's think about a pediatric dentist, for example. If there's any kind of daycare or after-school activity within a couple miles of a pediatric dentist's office, you definitely want to have a positive relationship with them, not just for them and their staff, but think of all the parents that are coming and going, likely sitting there in those seats waiting for long periods of time for their kid to be done. And you never know when there's going to be a dental emergency, the kid is going to fall and need immediate attention. The owner of those facilities should know, hey, look, guys, if you ever have a dental emergency, come right in. You don't even have to call, just come right in. I'll make sure to take care of you. I'll make sure to take care of the child, and we'll worry about the rest later. I'll give you the professional discount. Now you've got goodwill, which is really what we're going after in your community. And yes, you can be sure that if they have good experiences, when a parent asks them, or if they hear a conversation about someone needing dental care for their child, they're going to mention you as an option. So remember, what you're trying to do is build goodwill, because at the heart of word of mouth referrals is goodwill. If someone thinks positively about your business, happy to share your information. Someone has a really positive experience, wants to tell other people. That's kind of what word of mouth is built on. And even in this day of the internet, we trust what our friends and family tell us over what we read online. We hope that they both mesh and that we're getting good advice on both sides, but we still put a lot of stock in what someone says. So the more you build goodwill in your community, right? Sponsor the local sports team. It's about being a topic of conversation. You don't expect someone to just walk around talking about how great your practice is, but you hope if your practice comes up in conversation that they're going to have really glowing things to say about you. I was just talking to one of our clients about this earlier today. If you have a banner at a local sporting event, maybe the high school basketball game, odds are that people aren't just coming to the game dying to tell everybody about your services, but two parents are having a conversation, the banner's right there, it comes up in conversation, and they're like, oh yeah, we've had a good experience, they sponsor the team, they made some great donations when we asked, they helped us buy the uniforms, and you create that goodwill where people do want to reciprocate, people do want to go to local businesses that do good things for the community, especially when you think about the alternative of going to like a corporate dental office, maybe a mega practice. When you know someone is involved in the things that you care about, you're more likely to reciprocate. And recently I posted on Instagram one of these examples, and I asked the question in reverse. I said, all right, think about your own behavior. If you were debating between two coffee shops, and you knew one of them was owned by a patient that you liked, and one of them was owned by someone you didn't know, which one would you be more likely to go to? All things equal, you're gonna go to the one. You wanna support someone that you do business with, that you see a member of your community, that you wanna succeed, so you're gonna go there. So don't forget that the reverse can be happening all the time. And the more people you and your staff meet in your community and make real relationships with, the more likely they're going to want to do business with you and then spread the word because they have a real reason to do so.